Gently close your eyes. Collapse your shoulders gently. Mind your mind. Let all the thoughts springing in come to a state of absolutism. You are like that pure substratum, the money, the crystal jewel, transparent, and at the same time shining bright inside out. Delving deep with this one pointedness, with absolute steadiness. You will take the name, the designator of Ishvara himself, the God himself, 3 times. The chant of Omkara, Pranava. Inhale. Om. Om. Listen to the shloka. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambat Tvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavatveshini. Saluting our head onto the dispenser of all sorrows, the mother, the caring, the kind, the unconditional, the loyal, Shrimad Bhagawad Gita. Rub your both palms, generate heat, apply it onto eyes, cheeks, front and back of your neck. And with a few blinks, you shall open your eyes. In the previous class, we learnt Prasade Sarva Dukkhanam Hanihi. Hanihi Asya Upajayate Prasanna Chetaso Hyashu Buddhihi Paryavatishtate. Where Bhagavan was mentioning, Bhagavan here I mean, Lord Krishna, was mentioning how prasada, the spiritual offering, the spiritual blessing, is nothing but the peace itself. 2.65 was mentioning the peace itself is the biggest blessing, biggest divine grace. What is peace? What is real happiness? Then we got into a quick connotation of Patanjali, where we understood being without kleshas, being without sufferings, to be very accurate, of ego, ignorance, afflictions towards pleasures of this universe, inflictions towards the pains of this universe, and abhinivesha, too much attraction towards death, too much attraction towards life, too much affliction against the death. All these are sufferings, causes of sufferings. So when one is away from all these sufferings, he is happy. We think we are happy only with pleasure-oriented objects. We are around people with friends, we think we are happy. We eat a nice feast, we think we are happy. When the day goes normal, we think we are happy. But happiness is not that. He says, peace is the real happiness. Wherever you go, whatever it is, however the things are, if you hold on, abide by, repose yourself into that self, the purest existence, and not getting distracted by the identities of mind, body, trouble, ego, emotions, there is peace. So that is prasada. That is the biggest blessing. When do we get this biggest blessing? Prasanna chetasa. When the mind goes placid. When the mind goes completely clear, sanctified. That is prasanna chetasa. What happens then? Buddhihi paryavatishtate. The mind has another aspect into it, another dimension. Which always says, this is right, this is wrong. He was wrong. He insulted you, This one is so right to me. It feels so right to me. It feels so pleasant, That's the play that the mind brings in, and it is called the intellect, the unsteady intellect. What happens to that unsteady intellect? Paryavatishtate. It gets stability. When does the intellect go unstable? When does it get stable? That's the question of the hour. When the mind projects ego into the circumstance or ego into some problem that you are afflicted into, and then the projection keeps on saying, this is wrong, this is insult, this is harming, this is injuring, this is toxic. Why? Because this is you. This body is you. This mind is you. When ego comes as an interface between mind and intellect, the intellect becomes unsteady. So will be the mind. So will be the mind. The mind starts to project itself. And you will see things, all those things, as and how you have experienced. It will be the same. You will see all things in blue when you have a blue color spectacle, right? And you can't negate. Everything is blue. Yeah. And then you understand, oh, this was yellow, which showed me green. When you remove off the spectacle, then you get to understand the reality. Hence, this unsteady intellect projecting mind is all because of that interface, ego. Ego, which says, this is you. This is Lalitha. This woman is Lalitha. This mind, this intellectual properties are Lalitha. This is what ego does. And makes the mind projective, intellect unstable. On the contrary, when ego is surrendered with the mighty weapon called bhakti, devotion, what happens? The mind is placid. Prasanna chetasa. Buddhihi varyavatishtate. Intellect becomes steady because it all gets abide into the self. You know. And then you understand, oh, it was the spectacle that I was wearing. I couldn't see the reality. So when everything surrenders, the dust is settled down, and you see the clear vision of the road. It's just like that. All your dust settles down, and then you get to see the clear vision of who you are. Okay. What is this clear vision? How to settle down the dust is going to be our next shloka, 2.66. Nasti buddhira yuktasya. Nasti buddhira yuktasya. Na cha yuktasya bhavana. Na cha yuktasya bhavana. Na cha bhavayata shantihi. Na cha bhavayata shantihi. Ashantasya kutas sukham. Ashantasya kutas sukham. Now Krishna is asking a question to us. What is this question? Before moving into what the question is, we'll first understand the shloka itself, the meaning. Nasti buddhihi ayuktasya. To a person who is improper, unsteady, imperfect, with an unsteady mind, unsteady intellect, like us, like we've been discussing right now. Yeah. Ego being the main interface of all the experience of what we do, speak, act, everything. Everything is always by this plane called ego. Like when I talk now, I see Lalita is speaking. Lalita, who knows Bhagawad Gita, is speaking. Starting from there. So this unsteady, imperfect being called Lalita, nasti buddhihi. There is no steady intellect in her. There's no steady intellect. There's no steady wisdom. Nacha yuktasya bhavana. To an unsteady person like her, to an imperfect being like her, there is no devotion, there is no meditative awareness, bhavana. Bhavana can mean anything. We'll go into the deepest imploration, what it implies, but we'll just see the superficial meaning. Okay, the meditative awareness is also lost. What is meditative awareness? Understanding who you are and the truth, right? So how will you gain that truth? How will you gain that awareness with this unsteady intellect? Krishna is asking this question. Okay. And then he says, Nacha bhavayata shantihi. When there is no devotion, when there is no meditative awareness, where is shanti? Shanti means peace. Om shant shant shantihi. You do? What is shanti? Shanti is peace. Where is shanti to? How come a person with an unsteady intellect, unsteady mind, no meditative awareness, no devotion, no bhakti, will gain peace? How come it is possible? He is asking question to us. He didn't end. He ends with the perfect end lingo, which is called sukham. Ashantasya kuta sukham. To a person who is not peaceful, where is sukha? Where is happiness? Where is real happiness? What is sukha? Sukha is real state of samadhi. Bhumaiva sukham, says Upanishads. We'll understand some words here. Okay, there are few words Krishna is giving. If we try to delve deeper into the real meaning, into the esoteric meaning of these words, we will gain the purpose of life. We'll gain that clarity. Why are we here? What should we do? Or whatever actions that we are performing, are they in line with the purpose? All these questions will be answered. What are the the terminologies, the jargons that he used? Yukta, bhavana, shanti, sukham. Yukta, bhavana, shanti, sukham. Now let's understand these. Okay, the meaning is done. Superficial meaning is done, but we try to understand this. Yukta means a person who is perfect. Who is perfect? We think a person is perfect when he has good amount of money in his bank account, very great familial relationship, great sons and daughters who take care of them, who take care of themselves, who take care of the family also, love generating, and very good, skillful in his profession. Okay, we find a person to be perfect only with these conjunctions. Now you tell me, do you know a person like that? It is always a myth. Hence, perfection is not that. What is perfect man? What is perfect woman? What is a perfect being? What do you mean by perfection? What is yukta? Krishna says yukta means balanced, steady. Who is balanced? Who is steady? One who has worked upon his five senses, and the sixth one being the master of five senses, the mind. All five senses, and the sixth sense, the master of the senses. All six senses, Shadindriya. One who has taken control over those senses is supposed to be perfect. Now, what is control? What is control? We think that if we have to put control on our tongue, it means that we have to fast. We should not be enjoying anything. We should curtail the functioning of the senses. If you have to control the eyes, we should curtail the amount of vision, or apply pressure over. Oh, don't do this. Don't look at this. Don't eat this. No, lot many don'ts. But control is not that, dear. What happens when you apply more don'ts to these sense organs? The volcano erupts. It takes a beautiful turn that it starts to enjoy more. What happens when you control your boy, control your girl? They start to give back. So control is not that control. So what does controlling senses mean to gain perfection, to gain that balanced state? Controlling senses means measuredly utilizing those senses. Not using high, not using less. Not overusing, not underusing. Yes, there is this maryada, there is this measurement. When you overuse it, then you know what happens. When you overuse your phone, what happens? You start to get the pain in your fingers, pain in your hand, pain in your leg. Then you know, oh, I was overusing my phone. It is as simple as that. Overuse of sense organs, and abuse also involves underuse of sense organs. So measured use of sense organs. How to measured use the sense organs? How to do it? What is that measurement? How many hours I have to use my eyes? What is that measurement? using that, there is no measurement there. There's no hourly, timely measurement there. But when you try to introvert all the sense organs towards yourself, towards the Svarupa, Atmanubhuti, the Atmanishta, to experience how self is beyond all the senses and how it becomes a whole soul energy to function, to make the sense organs function. And you try to delve deeper there, that is measured usage. Now, do you want, Lalita, for me to meditate all the time while doing my office work? How can that be possible? Do I want to close my eyes while I'm writing the file work? No, no. Don't take it literally. Don't take it literally. Take it figuratively. While doing your file work, your mind is elsewhere. Your mind is troubled by your daughter. Your mind is troubled by your boss who is making you do this file work. Yes? Your sense organs are working. Your hands, karmendriya, are working. Your eyes, your jnanendriya is working. The shadindriya, the king of all indriyas, mind is working elsewhere. There's no alignment. You're scattered. You're scattered. When you are scattered, how can you possibly gossip upon, comment upon any other person outside? We are troubling ourselves, troubling that fellow, thinking that we are perfect and they are imperfect beings. But the truth is, we are scattered everywhere and we tend ourselves to be the most yukta, the most perfect. Yukta. See, it is just one word. So much of explanation, so much of mental clearing happens when you understand one word. Yukta means perfect, is balance, alignment. What do you do in asanas? Alignment, balance. What do you do in pranayama? Alignment, balance prana. What do you do in kriyas? Alignment, balance. Yukta is balance, and that happens by balancing all the usages of your indriyas. Karmendriya 5, Jnanendriya 5, total 10 organs you have got. No overusage, no underusage, by protecting what you've got. No distractions, dear. You can work in this universe, but all your awareness is set inside. My guru, we call him Mahaperiyava, used to give this beautiful example of how a hen, while sitting on the eggs that she had laid, will keep her eyes moving all around. Yeah? Have you ever seen a hen sitting on her egg? Please look into that. That the eyes of the female, the woman. Her eyes are everywhere. She will be moving her head all the time. But whole concentration, whole awareness is one pointed. How do I protect my baby? And you can see into her eyes how the depth of the innate awareness is protected by her. It is simple. Although you move out in this universe, work, speak, act, treat, interact with different kinds of people, how good, how bad, the condition, people, and the things are, all your awareness are concentrated in that self-reposed existential anubhuti experience. Will not let that go. And from there, actions have to be delivered. Yukta is perfection, balance, and excellent control over sense organs. All sense organs in the mind. So that's step number 1. Because not me. Krishna is saying that. What does he say? Nasti buddhihi ayuktasya. Ayukta. We should not be ayukta, imperfect. We should work on our sense organs. Mastery over sense organs, mastery over mind. That's the point number 1 that we have to practice. And then what will happen slowly? Buddhi, vyavasayatmika buddhi. I think this is the 1000th time that I'm using this jargon, that Gita again and again mentions. One-pointed awareness. That the hen is totally aware of only a baby's protection. Not getting distracted by the worldly distractions, however powerful they are. However powerful to kill your peace. Protect your reposed state. Because it is not you. Your body is not you. You are that peace. You are that Shanti. Right? So Yukta. The second word is the Buddhi. So Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. One-pointed, less distraction. No distracted intellect. That steady intellect. What does this intellect say? This does not say that he is right or he is wrong. Lalitha, you're right and he is wrong. No. This Vyavasayatmika Buddhi is that intellect which says this is truth and this is untruth. What is truth? What is truth? Speaking truth is truth. That can also be truth. But truth is that element which is not changing. Never changes. What element in this universe, what person in this universe, what ingredient in you has never changed itself? You have an answer to this question? Change is the very phenomenon, not only in this universe, but also in you. Are you the same a minute ago? Few cells have died. You're aging. The body is changing. Are you the same mentally? Oh my God. Don't look into my mind. That's the craziest place. It's always changing. The intellect, listening to you, listening to Bhagawad Gita, slowly it's changing. Again changing. Emotions changing. People changing. Oh, my mother doesn't change. My father doesn't change. Are they there by you? Are they permanently there? Or will they be there permanently for you? Their love doesn't change. Will they be there? That's the question. None, nothing, not even you, what you think you are, is true. We're all living lies. Then what is the point in living? Why is this Ishvara, the Lord, being so unfair to us? No? In this untrue life, there is a purpose. There is something which is truth, which never changes. is always there, had been there billions of years ago, even before the system, even before the solar system, cosmos had been made. And even after so many apocalypses, all the universe are going to ruins, it will stay. And what is it? It's you. It's you. I'm gonna die. Your body dies. Your body dies. You are there. How am I going to know it? This is the best opportunity now. Now. Yes, every moment of life that we are accumulating day after day, moment after moment, that we are accumulating like a diary. These are the moments that you have to use. What is that I have to do? Every action that you do has to spring from that silence, has to spring out from that peace. What about when the action goes wrong? Don't even think about the outcome of the action. You are not eligible for it. Surrender. Wrong and right is because of the ego interface, the ego plane that you're working in. You're not from the plane of peace anymore. So whenever the ego, whenever the mind starts to make that interplay, the word play or the chaos that it creates inside you, the ruckus that it creates inside your head, calm it down. That's your purpose. When the mind calms down, then and there is truth. Then and there is Anmuti, Atmanishtha, Swarupa Bodha. You will know your real nature. Until then, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. I'll refrain myself from untruth to truth. I'll try to negate, avoid whatever is untrue. Okay? I mean, for the first thing that I'm going to avoid is my husband. Oh, he's the total untrue person in my life. Start from you yourself, the body, the mind, which says that you are insulted, you're being negated, you're avoided, you're the one lonely, or not. Or not. Work from there. Snip all the untrue things from the truth. You are the base. Nobody else will feed you, make you, cuddle you, be by your side and make you happy. No, it was not going to happen. Not going to happen. Because this happiness is independent. Doesn't depend upon any person, object, or circumstance. This is going to happen, that is going to happen, then I'm going to be happy, then I'll be free. You are free, independent, not unconditional, without any condition, and permanent. So holding that steady buddhi, holding that steady intellect every time, the mind will then drag you, oh my God, you've been harmed, you are treated badly. When that happens, get back. Who are you? Who are you? How can you be harmed? How can you be treated badly? That is Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Steadiness. Again and again, again and again. Working on it. So first was Yukta, trying to make ourselves perfect by reposing directing all the sense organs towards that state of self, that state of peace, relaxation. And then whichever comes and tries to hit you, knock you off, try to hold it away with your intellect. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, step number 2. Then comes the beautiful thing. Krishna is magnificent. Oh, who is validating who? I'm no one to validate him. But the magnificence in his word is really appreciable because it hits the heart. Third one is bhavana. What is bhavana? Bhavana, loosely translated, is emotion, imagination, the mind's play. But bhavana here means bhavana mandala, where all the emotions are in that slush. And bhavana is the purest emotion. Which emotion can be pure? Which emotion can be pure? Love? Compassion? To me, if you ask, the only purest emotion of no mental handling, no ego handling, no interference of mind or ego, is devotion, bhakti. Narada Bhakti Sutras, Sage Narada gives this explanation for bhakti. Sa tu asmin parama prema rupa. Parama prema. The love which is so infinite. Love for the infinite. Bhumaiva sukham. Infinite. How do you love the infinite? What is this loving the infinite? You are talking all rubbish. I don't understand at all, Lalitha. What is loving this infinite? I don't know what infinite is loving the infinite. How is this possible? Advaitanubhava is infinite. There is no ananya bhava. There is no another, other in your case. There's only one. First case, singular. There's only one. When you start to see, perceive, feel, believe, and totally admire that only one exists, as there is no another. Essentially, we're all the one. Seeing the same one in the gutter and in the rose. Seeing the same infinite consciousness in the beggar and the richer. Seeing the same infinite principle in the lover and the enemy is loving the infinite. That is pure, unconditional, purest of the purest devotion, bhakti. Satu asmin parama prema rupa. Loving that infinite. Bhuma is infinite. Bhumaiva sukham. Only when you are in that infinite, there is sukha. Next is sukha. The next word he uses is sukha. Shanti, peace. When you start seeing, okay, he is the person who did wrong to me. This is ugly. That is filthy. Oh my God, my parameters are unhealthy. What have you seen? You've started seeing multitude, many things. And this happens with your ego interface when you are always in that plane of ego. You are this. Only then such projections will happen in your mind, in your head. But what happens when you resolve unto that Swarupanubhuti, Atmanubhuta? You understand, you comprehend every single frame, every single object, every single being, irrespective of race, color, height, weight, language, conditions, irrespective of the love that is shared, non-love that is shared. They are all essentially one. Like we are all pieces of atoms, gold or iron. They're all essentially one. So when you start seeing that infinite consciousness, there's no sorrow. Hence, in a bhakta, slowly he starts to see Rama everywhere. He starts to see Krishna everywhere. He starts to see Krishna in dog. He starts to see Krishna in Brahma Rakshasa, like Namadeva. The terrible is no more terrible. The most good, the most handsome is no more most handsome, most beautiful. Because there is no grade. You understand, there is no differentiation, there's one. There's no differentiation. It is you everywhere. Sato asmin parama prema rupa. Asmin parama prema rupa. Here, idari. He doesn't find himself as the Jivatman. He's already in that Paramatman, Parama, infinite, ultimate. And this is Bhavana. This is Bhakti. So with a perfect, balanced, working upon sense organs and mind, you get Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, steady intellect, and then without the blooming of devotion, it becomes incomplete. Hence, magnificently Krishna brings in this blooming of flower. Why do I call it blooming of flower? Because this is bhavana mantra. This is that emotional, what do you call, nuclei, capsulation. And there is always blooming of flowers there, no? So this blooming of bhakti, purest devotion happens. Nacha bhavayata shanti. Without that bhakti, there is no shanti, there is no peace. Why? Why? I can be a jnana yogi, I can listen to shastras, I can work on I can be an astrophysicist, work on this unimaginable, incredible calculations, and then get that revelation. You know how Einstein and Oppenheimer ended their lives. Huh? You've seen many. They're all realized souls, but with that khatas, what do you call it, sourness in the heart. Why? What's missing? What's lacking? Blooming of purest emotion, devotion, bhavana, bhakti. Why? What does this bhakti offer to make you that peaceful? Because bhakti brings them the greatest weapon, which makes you more powerful, unimaginably. And that is called surrender of ego. Only through bhakti, only through bhavana, surrender occurs. Unless until the principle of surrender embraces your life, you will be pathetic, I'll tell you. You will need n number of counselors, XYZ visits of psychiatrists, popping medicines, troubled about people, about your own self, about the conditions that you live in, you know. Because peace is not a thing that can be earned. You can earn money, health, wealth, yes, great reputation, skill by external means, because all the time you would be um, externalized. You'll work on externalization of acquiring something. When you acquire something, what do you do? What do you do? You try to appreciate the ego more. Appreciate is not, it's not appreciating, saying good words, but appreciate. You're adding values to your ego. Hence, nivritti of jignasa, nivritti of prapti is very important. The more and more you're feeding your ego with more information, more of acquisitions, the more you will be troubled. What are we doing? Why are you again then giving so many informations? This information is striking your heart, your center, isn't it? Is it creating any chaos in your mind? It's trying, the only listening process is making you calm, quiet, obliged towards self more. Are you falling apart? All the other information that we try to see, with the help, with great help of social media. An airplane crashes, n number of patients waiting for your counseling hour. Oh my God, how come an airplane can take off the lives of hundreds of people, and how can this be fair? How is God unfair to people? So on, so forth. Too much of information is very bad. Because externalization, we are feeding the ego, appreciating the ego with fear, anxiety, adding value to yourself. What do we do? Bhavana. Surrender this ego. Specifically when you work, you try to become the instrument of his action. Delving more on Ishvara Anugraha, the blessings of Lord. Delving more on Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, where you offer the fruits of actions unto him. This will make your ego kill. And that's the only way to be peaceful. Nacha bhavayata shantihi. There is no bhavana, there is no bhakti, there is no shanti. Clear cut. Clear cut equation. He didn't stop there. Nacha bhavayata shantihi. Ashantasya kutasukam. He asks us, who can be happy without peace? One without peace cannot be happy. You can have wealth, health, people around. You can have cars, assets. You can have fat bank accounts. One day, we'll ponder, all things are cheating me. All people are cheating me. They are here for my money. They are here for my skill. They are here for my profession. And that's how universe is, because universe is changing and it's untrue, and it's giving you all signals, all possible signals for you to understand. But you, or we tend to remain in the same gutter of ignorance, negating all the signals coming from the universe. I'm not saying acquiring wealth or making measures to make you healthy is unimportant, and it can mislead you, but they dominate you. They dominate your mind. They dominate in such a manner that they project, keep on giving projections that this is you. The healthy you, the unhealthy you. The wealthy you, the unwealthy you. The important you, the unimportant you. All the time. If you want to be in the cycle, vicious cycle of that, Krishna says you're free. Krishna says you're free to do it. If you want to be in the cycle, don't worry. You will again get an opportunity. You'll again take a birth. Not necessarily human, but I'm sorry. Because I don't know what complex bhavanas we have, what complex emotions we have. That complex, that is how we get the birth to be in an animal kingdom, in an insect kingdom, in a ghost kingdom. However we are. So that birth category is decided by our complex chitta. Hence, we are free to go. We have made this choice, we will get this birth. But here, he's categorically giving a warning. And look, peace is the purpose of your life. You've come here to recognize this peace. If you're not peaceful doing your own work, if you're not peaceful being at your own house, then there is no point. You will again have complex mechanisms, again get that kind of birth. Yes, now you understand you have, this is the purpose of life, this is why we are here, and all the actions will be directed. I conclude, all the actions will be directed towards yukta, balance, by controlling or mastering the sense organs in the mind, control in the manner that is being, I think, hopefully better explained a few moments ago. And then by perfecting your being in this manner, you try to make your intellect, vyavasayatmika buddhi, steady, trying to see what is more permanent and what is more true, filtering all the untrue and temporal nature, whether it is he, whether it is your own close associate, it is false. He is false. And then it is not just working outward, it is also working inward. Hence, bhakti. You need an alambana, you need a support. You can't just work on infinite consciousness. The first alambana, the first support is bhakti towards that favorite deity, Ishtadevata, trying to be himself. trying to take all his good pros, good qualities, imbibe them, be him. That is real bhakti. And when you try to be him, you see him everywhere. Seeing infinite in you and everywhere. Seeing one in all, and all in one. Again, an Upanishadic quote it is. So bhavana, purest devotion, has to bloom in your heart with the powerful weapon called surrender, ego surrender. This is not me. This mind that projects all stupid, nonsensical projections is not mine. Whatever I hold in this has no value, hence it is not mine. Whomever are around me are untrue, hence they are not mine. Surrender. It is you whom I want to be, whom I want to absorb into, which is true. And then slowly from that, Saguna Bhakti, Nirguna Bhakti, you get to transgress into the Nirguna Bhakti state, and then peace. You become the abode of peace. Swatmanunishta. Swatmanubhava. When the peace is restored, when you repose yourself in that peace, there's eternal happiness. There's an end point for all sorrows and troubles. Then and there. In the previous shloka, we understood Hyashu paryavatishtate. It is so quickly done. At that very spur of the moment, when the peace is when you rest in that abode of peace, there is eternal happiness. You become a Jivan Mukta. You are a realized soul, and at the same time, incredible strength in the intellect, moving at the same plane. Let's move to Sukha, the eternal happiness. Thank you. Questions, please.